All right, you ready to get a job, folks? Are you ready to get a job? All right, with the recession, more folks are trying to find a job or hang on to the one they have. Brian Parsley, CEO of WeSkill, is here with some no-nonsense help for job seekers. Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Good morning, Mark.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Shoot.
All right, here we go. The economy is changing. Job fairs are popping up. Is this a great way to find a job?
Well, I think job fairs are certainly a great place to practice your skills. You got to go in there and get your pitch going. You got to go meet people. The most important thing to remember about a job fair is its activity. Staying at home is not going to get you a job. Being out there will. However, getting a job at a job fair is probably not that likely. I mean, it's possible, but so's winning the lottery. Yeah. You got to play to win, but it's not going to be your best bet.
All right. So what would you recommend someone to find a great job?
Here's a great idea. If you want to get a job, start with researching what you really want to do. How many people just go to a job? A job stands for just over broke.
Yeah.
J-O-B. But if you say, let's say, for instance, I want to be in sales, and specifically I want to be in television sales. What do? Research the industry. Makes a lot of sense, right? So you find out what are the critical issues, what's the trends, what's going to happen in the next 2 quarters, then identify what company, and hello, it's Fox.
Exactly. Right? Why would you want to work anywhere else?
Fox. So I come to Fox, and I research what I can about the affiliate, and then what do? I call the person responsible for that department, and I call he or she, and I say, look, here's what's going on in the industry, here's what's going on within your company, and I'm going to give you a compelling reason on why you need to meet me. If you just send in your resume, say to HR, you become a number. And being a number is not going to be in your favor again. You got to be different if you're going to get the job.
And you've got to tell that person why that person has to hire you. How about if they put you off? How about if they come to you and say, you know what, I don't really have time right now, we're not hiring. What do you do then?
Listen, if you're a guy and you're in a relationship, one of the most important things you learn early on is this. Persistence is king. Call until you get a restraining order.
Yes.
Okay?
There you go.
Don't give up. Keep calling. Now, by the way, don't get kind of where you show up at their kid's softball game and you're like, come on, Billy. That's stalking. That's something different. But be persistent and have a reason to call. If you just call and say, I'm just seeing if you had a job available, nobody's going to want to talk to you. They're going to see that as a loser. What they want to know is that you're going to impact their business.
Right. All right, so what advice, now there's a lot of people who have jobs, but people are scared today. People are worried about keeping their jobs. How do I keep this job? I'm nervous. There's layoffs all around me. So for the people who have jobs but want to grow within their company, what advice would you give them?
Well, this is actually pretty easy. There's 2 main things that anybody can do if they want to do it. Showing up isn't good enough.
Right.
You know, when you're a kid, you got an honorable mention for being on the team. 2 years ago, they take a warm body. Now, we got to focus on being different. So there's 2 things. Number one.
Perfect attendance isn't.
No, perfect attendance. Come on. It's winners, it's losers. You're supposed to show up to school. You're supposed to come to work. But what you can do is work on your willingness. But let me tell you the most important thing, because willingness is really key. How willing are you to serve your customer and to your peers so you're not just checking in and checking out? But the best thing you can do is work on your brand, not your corporate brand, your personal brand. People are watching you. I see people all the time, they have an email address that says Brian@BigDaddy.com. You know, like, think about that. And on Facebook, there's 200 million users on Facebook, and I have a best friend who's a great respected person in business, but he has horrible Facebook pages, so people are going to see it.
Right.
You got to be careful.
Okay, real quick, Samantha, one other question. How about bosses? Bosses and managers. What did you suggest?
The #1 sport in America today, boss watching. So you got to be careful what you do, your actions and your inactions, and people are watching.
And if they don't see you doing anything, they most likely won't do anything, right?
100%.
All right. Brian, come on back sometime. I love your energy. All right, will you?
Pleasure.
All right.
Be here.
Brian Parsley is the CEO of WeSkill, and great guy. Good advice. All right, we got to go. Where are we going? We're going to weather. Hello, Tara.
Hello there. Mark, you need to get some advice from him. I think he could teach you a lot. And he already did, hopefully. Let's talk about your forecast for today. If you're doing